Hey guys, what's up? Shing138 here. Today I have a little invention that I made a few months ago, but I don't really remember why I made it, but I just realized that it actually has a pretty big potential. Now what this is it will create a force field which will keep you in this little sphere. It's an invisible force field. So let's say I'm running, okay, I'm going to be running, and I'm trying to exit. You can see it's actually pushing me back, and I haven't left the room. I can go over here and do it, go over here and do it. This force field will work all around. Even if I'm backing up, you can see that the force field will restrict me from exiting. If I fly, you can see that the force field is going to push me back in. I can look up and try to fly up there, but it's actually not going to let me exit the area. If I can fly, it just doesn't let me exit. Fly out over here maybe. Yep, nope, it's gonna push me back in. Now this force field has potential because you can make it so players can't come in from the outside. Right now players can actually come in from the outside, so if I TP myself up here, you can see I can just go in here fine, but I can't actually get out. Let me just do that again. There we go. So yeah, I can go in here just fine, but I can't get out. But you can make it so players can't actually come in from the outside, which is pretty cool. Now, what this can be used for is, let's say you are going to build a little VIP area in your spawn, right? So here's a VIP area. But what you want to do is you want VIP players to just be able to walk right in here without any problem, but you wanted people who weren't VIPs to be restricted. Now one thing you could do is you could just TP any player who gets close through a barrier wall, but that would look kind of ugly. Or you could just place barriers all around it, but the problem is that you would have to open them whenever a VIP player came close, and it would just, if you just had barriers to keep normal players out, you'd have to lift them every time a VIP player walked in, which means a non-VIP could potentially get in. But with this, you don't have to have any walls or anything. You can just have the VIP players walk in and walk out just fine, but all the people who aren't VIPs will be, being pushed back like this. They'll be trying to get in, but they just won't be able to. So I think that's pretty cool. It might be a little bit laggy when people are trying to get in, but not really. Let me just show you what this is. This is just a simple fill clock. What this is going to be doing is it's going to be executing at every entity who's an armor stand named Forcefield. Now there's actually an armor stand named Forcefield. I think it's right there. Let me go into game mode 3 and check. It may actually be oh yeah, okay, it's inside these two blocks. Okay, so yeah, it's in there, and it's just going to be executing at everybody who's radius minimum 11 and radius maximum 13, and they're going to summon an armor stand named Force with invisible, those tags and whatnot. Then it's going to add Force T1 to every armor stand named Force. So this is just going to be used to kill it later. And then it's going to execute at every armor stand named Force with a Force T score equal to 1, which means it just spawned in. And it's going to TP every armor stand named Force with a T score of 1 at P. So basically what's going to happen is the player is going to summon it, then it's going to add a Force T score of 1 to it, and then it's going to basically execute at that armor stand that was just summoned and teleport him to the nearest player. Now it does this in order to get the rotation of the player, because if you don't know, when you TP something, or you TP a mob or an armor stand to a player, it will get the same rotation value as that player. So this is to make it look like you're looking in the same direction, but there's a force field, because if you don't do that, what's going to look like is it's just going to be TPing you this way no matter where you are. So let's say you were looking this way going out, it would just automatically TP you looking straight around, which would be really, you know, ugly. You don't want that. Okay, so the next thing that happens is it's going to execute at every entity named force field again, and execute at everybody in a radius minimum 12, radius maximum 16, and TP basically they're gonna TP themselves to every armor stand with a force T of minimum 6. So basically, after the player has summoned 6 armor stands, it will start TPing them to that. You know, you can actually lower this number. I just put it higher because sometimes I have glitches where I'll get stuck in like an infinite loop of teleporting, and 6 is kind of high, but you know, it does work. If you were doing it on a server, I'd recommend putting it to 3, maybe even lower. But yeah, okay, so it's going to TP that player there. And you know, actually maybe 4, because the point of this is basically they're going to be summoning them when they're in a radius minimum of 11, and then right when they step outside, when they go a little bit farther, then they're going to be TP'd back. Okay, so then we're just going to kill every armor stand named Force with a Force T score of minimum 6. So yeah, that's actually the entire thing. Now, I mean, this isn't a breakthrough concept or anything like that, but I do think it's pretty cool. It can definitely be helpful for some things. And yeah, that's actually about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.